Nigeria is a very good country on paper, a very brilliant country on paper, right? Our systems have been laid out, we just don't follow them. So Very Dark Man just got released a couple of days ago, and then I saw one video clip of somebody who was kind of obviously not a Very Dark Man fan, and she was comparing his being picked up by EFCC to Ahmed Issa also being picked up, and then if Ahmed Issa can be picked up, why can't they pick up Very Dark Man? So on the surface, that sounds good, that looks good, right? But the truth is, if Ahmed Issa was picked up in whatever manner he was picked up in that was not right, it does not mean it's okay also for Very Dark Man to be picked up in a circumstance that is also not right, right? There is a standard of operation I want to believe the EFCC has, that this is the way we would pick up people if they have done certain things, right? Now, because I really have not followed the actual video or when he was picked up and all that stuff, I am actually not talking about him and his situation. I am just here to talk about Nigeria generally and having institutions that follow the rule, and then having systems that work for people regardless of who they are, regardless of their financial standing, regardless of the power that they may possess or not. That the system needs to work in a way that if Ahmed Issa was picked up as per guidelines to say he slapped somebody, what are the procedures for picking him up? And I know obviously he wasn't picked up by the EFCC because it was a different situation. But again, the issue is how? How do we go about doing these things? That number one still has dignity for human beings. That again, until found guilty, you are alleged, right? So for everything, it's an allegation. So why will you be treating an alleged something as though the person has been confirmed to have committed that crime? But again, as I said, I'm not here to talk about the situation with Very Dark Man in specifics. I'm talking about Nigeria as a system, right? So going back to looking at Senator Natasha's issue. Now, as I always tell people that care to listen, Nigeria is a very good country on paper, a very brilliant country on paper, right? Our systems have been laid out, we just don't follow them, right? Now, the people who make these rules or the people who are in power can afford to break these rules, and nothing is going to happen. You will see a police vehicle driving one way, right? You go and drive one way. You will see them doing certain things. You go and do it. Now, the accusation against Senator Akpoti was that she should not have sat down. She should have sat down in the seat allocated to her and not speak until she was in the proper seat. Now, on paper, because they kept using that, it looked like, okay, this is what you're supposed to do. Obey before complain, right? Now, when you don't obey before complain, they are going to dance around it. And I think I said this in the first video I did about this whole issue, that they were going to dance around that thing. And have they not been dancing around it? Because they don't have any other thing against her except the fact that on paper, she did what was not supposed to be done. And anybody would have done that thing and gotten away with it. He also had the same issue with Saraki, but obviously that's a different situation as compared to hers. But again, there was a seat issue where I knew there was a back and forth with them on the floor of the Senate, right? But on paper, Nigeria works. But Nigeria does not work in practice. It doesn't work for everyday Nigerian. It doesn't work for low income earning Nigerians. It just works for the people that work for them. And I always keep saying it, when you have a very good money in Nigeria, you really just want to, like, you know you're going to be living the life in Nigeria. Because Nigeria respects money, Nigeria respects power. An offense can be committed, again, as I said, police van takes one way, you go and try it. Now, the situation with, I think the Okoya's children and that policeman, who did they quickly say they've arrested or they've detained or whatever? The police guy, who, if you know Nigeria well, and they do know Nigeria, that once you are August, whatever, now a policeman is supposed to come with his own dignity and his own respect, but these people are feeding him, these people are giving him money that probably his job as a policeman is proper does not give him that. And you think when they say, oh God, Mona, don't do like this, don't do it, think they will listen to him, or will they even have the mouth to tell them in the first place that they shouldn't do what they wanted to do? But guess who got picked up? And as I'd always laugh with this Border Boys, so we say, get money, they call police. I know it doesn't sound good, but that's the reality. Ask how many Nigerians don't have money can go to the police to say this crime was committed or this thing happened. I know of a story where there was a fraud and then the police was supposed to go and get somebody and then the people were asked to pay money for them to go pick up the person. Like that one, I know it is not, I'm not just telling you the story. I know it, right? So those are the kind of situations we're talking about. That the rules don't apply to everybody. That what we can't be comparing oh, because this person was done. No, that one was done to somebody before doesn't mean it's okay for it to be done to another person. Because we don't know what situation we're going to find ourselves in tomorrow. We just want this country to work for us. If I commit an offense, there's a procedure for you to pick me up. Pick me up, right? In the order with which you're supposed to pick me up, with dignity and respect, right? That's what we're saying. If the law says you cannot keep me for more than 24 hours without charging me, then do it. But you keep people, you don't charge them, you don't tell anybody what's happening to them. There are people that, if not for noise on social media, people wouldn't have even known that they were picked up. Not talk of saying, trying to figure out, okay, where you find them, how to find them, and all that. So even the matching of money thing that they used to catch Bobrisky that time. So a lot of other people were not matching money. Other people were not spraying money. It's not that I think that okay, now they're all trying to be cautious about it and again trying to warn a Nigeria send that kiniko. But we always know that on paper, our country is a brilliant country. And again, Nigerians are awesome people. Give it to yourself. Nigerians are very awesome people. At least I'm a northerner, so I know northerners are very awesome people. But we need to get to the point where this system works for all of us. Nigeria needs to work for all of us. All of us. We're not even asking for too much. Sincerely, I think an average Nigerian is not even asking for too much. Human dignity, security. What is it? We literally pay for everything that we do. But until our institutions and our systems start working for everybody, we're going to always have a problem. Until INEC can work for us, like we can feel confident that when I go to the polls, I'm going to press and this is who I elected, and then it will come out and reflect my voice. But not in situation whereby number one, some people can't even go to vote because they are scared for their lives. People have gone to vote and they died. People have gone to vote and they've come back disfigured and in all that. So the election itself is a problem. Not talk of saying, okay, the people who were elected should do right by us. And that's why some people would kill, they'll do anything to get that power. They'll do anything to get that money because they understand that the system they live in and the system they work in respects money and power. The human being comes maybe third, but money and power just at the right at the top. So if you have money, you have power in Nigeria, you know you're good. But again, it shouldn't always be that way. So this is my little rant this afternoon. Have a good day. Yeah, I did I prefer an institution? I probably think I did by saying I was just to work. Yeah, but how do they work? Our elections need to work. So yeah. All right, guys. See you later. Bye bye.